When the Prophet Muhammad came to Medina, he made a treaty with the Jews. He supported the Jews, right?
When the Jews
Right or
decided
no?
that they didn't want to convert.
No,
that's when
that
he
is not
started-
true. That is
There was
historically
a
incorrect.
massacre.
Please give me a historic.
Give me your name and I'll give
Sure,
you all the information.
but let me explain something. This is
But
the
that's right, because I have something else to do. I know
Excellent.
you believe in what you are doing.
no. But
and I'm not
I
trying
believe
to
in
do
historic
something.
research,
Yeah.
and I believe in
No,
facts
yeah,
and not fiction, right?
What's the purpose of making Jesus a Muslim?
Well, so let me explain that. What is a Muslim?
Yeah, a Muslim
So I'm
is a
asking you.
person who is believing in the Quran and in
So
the word of the
but
Prophet
th-
Muhammad.
that is not fully correct. A Muslim is somebody who submits themselves to their
Yeah,
Creator,
well,
right?
Muslim means
So when
submission.
Jesus was there,
Yeah.
there was no Quran because it was not
No,
revealed
exactly.
at that
It
time.
comes in the 8th century, no?
Exactly. So people before the Quran, when they believed in the Prophet of their time, they were Muslim. Because a Muslim is somebody who
It's
submits themselves
Because you are translating the word Muslim as
into its
submission.
actual meaning,
Okay,
which
so,
is aslama.
So if you say Jesus is a person who submits,
Exactly.
but not a Muslim. You
But
use
he
the
is a
word-
Muslim because
so
that's
you're-
what it
you're
means.
Using the word.
The actual
essentially.
definition of the word,
You are
yes.
Using that.
Yeah,
Okay?
so
It's a little
we like
tricky.
to use the actual
Yeah,
definition of a
yeah,
word.
little tricky. But
Not
anyway,
tricky. This
enjoy
is
yourself.
reality.
I am atheist.
Okay,
I
let
don't
me-
believe in anything.
Okay, no problem. But you do like to know the truth about history,
You
right?
know, religion, I've seen that so many bad things have been made in the name of
Sure, but a lot of
religion,
bad
and I
things
don't
have been done under atheism. Look at Stalin.
Well,
Stalin was an atheist. He killed more people than any religious man.
20 million.
20.
Yeah,
See, you were so historic. Now look at this. You knew that history so well,
I
but
don't
you
know it
didn't
so
know.
well.
You did. You knew
I don't
20
know it
million.
so well, but I don't believe in God because for me it's very difficult to believe.
So let me-
that
let me
a
ask
being
you a
out
question.
there created us.
Sure. Let me
Because
ask you a
we
question.
are so faulty.
Okay, but let me ask you something. If we weren't created by anybody, right? How did you get to be?
Well, it's bacteria. You know
Bacteria?
Do you believe in Darwin?
I
Evolution of the
I believe there was a
species?
person named Darwin, but I believe he has a theory that had many holes in it.
Oh, it doesn't.
So let me ask you a question.
Doesn't.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Doesn't.
You're
I
an
mean,
honest person.
yeah,
You're a logical person.
yeah.
Let me just ask you a question. You see this stand we have here, right? These books, this table. So let me ask you a question, right? As an atheist, would you believe me? And just be honest with me. I'm being honest with me. I appreciate your honesty. Would you believe me that nobody made this? We didn't bring this here. Over billions of years, this sign came by itself, and this writing came by itself, and this table evolved itself, and these flyers, nobody printed these. It just became. Would you believe me?
No.
But now you tell me, what's more complex, the human body or this? Just answer my question honest. I asked you a question, please. Just answer. Okay, please. Look, I'm being honest with you. Sure. So I'm asking you about what is more complex. Let me ask you. What's more? No, but let me just ask the question. I'm not making any assumptions. I'm just asking you a question. I answer your question if you can answer mine. What is more complex, the human body or this table? Which one? The human body?
Not even the body, the brain.
Excellent. The brain. Excellent. So now let me ask you.
It's the most complex thing we have now. But
Amazing.
We have,
More than a computer, more than a car.
More that we know of.
And then you expect me to believe that a
but
computer cannot come by itself,
it's a
but the human brain came by itself? Come
It
on.
didn't come,
That's
it's through-
illogical.
No, it's
Okay.
through evolution.
How
You
did evolution
understand about
happen?
evolution?
Okay,
It's by
excellent.
accident. Every
Oh,
time you
okay.
see,
So
for
would you
example-
believe me that a computer was made by accident?
No, it was
No.
the of the brain of the
How
man.
do you know that?
Because we know that it was made, computed.
Right?
to be
Well, what
working
if I
with a
told you
certain-
my phone came by accident?
No, I don't.
You don't believe that? Why?
No, because we know that man made it.
How do you know? Did you see anybody make it?
Of course.
You saw them make my phone?
I've seen factories.
But
I've
have you seen anybody make this
I've
phone?
Seen how they get the material.
My
I've seen how they're
question,
assembled.
excellent. But this particular phone, did you see anybody
Well,
make it?
They're all made the same way. More or
No,
less.
but have you seen anybody make this?
But this is-
You're not answering my
you're
question.
doing
We're
false-
being, it's
I
not.
cannot- I
I'm just
cannot
asking you a
answer your question
question
because you're
because you
making
know
false
it's not.
parallel.
I'm not making a fault. I'm just
Because,
asking a
you know,
question.
My premise is that life evolved from
Okay.
the seed,
What is your
and we
proof?
have it.
What's your
Well,
proof? Have you seen it?
We have it through
Okay.
research.
What research?
We have a lot of research,
What
showing
research?
how we adapt.
Okay. So let me
to
ask you.
environment.
Adaptation
Yeah,
and
adaptation.
evolving are two different things.
Well,
Let me ask you.
adaptation
When you
is
say
where
that humans
environment-
came from apes, right?
Well, they came through bacteria from the sea.
Okay,
from
but
the
do you
sea
have any
come
evidence of
animals
that?
Well, it's, you know, if
Can you do that in a clinical trial? I've read it. I've read Darwin's book.
Well,
But I'm
I
asking you,
convinced.
could you prove that in a clinical trial?
Of
Can
course.
I?
Everything
You
is
cannot.
proven now.
You cannot.
Everything.
Darwin's theory cannot be proven.
Scientifically, you can
I'm
prove
asking you a
anything.
question.
I
No,
know.
but the theory of evolution is not a fact,
I
right?
cannot argue.
You cannot answer.
No, it's not. I cannot. It's not
Let me
I
ask you
cannot
something.
answer. Because you want
Can-
to believe, and I don't want.
No,
to
I
not
don't. I don't want you to
think
believe.
religion
I
is
just
good
want
for
you to be
people who want
honest
believe.
with
It's
me.
not good for me.
I'm just being honest. I'm not pushing a belief. I'm saying the Darwin theory of evolution. Can you put a bacteria in a clinical trial as scientific method and grow it into?
Millions.
So you cannot then. So that's the
Millions
answer,
of
right?
years.
If we had millions of years, could you do it?
I guess we could.
Could you?
Millions of years.
Are you just making an
But
assumption?
They are doing.
Can you take an ape today
They
and
are-
spend 1 billion years and make him a human?
Doing babies now.
Right.
They say that in
They're
maybe 50
evolving
years from-
babies?
No, in
No,
50
they're
years
not.
from now, they
Uh-huh.
are going to be able to make babies outside the womb.
Sure,
of
but
a
that's not
woman.
evolution.
It's not
Right?
evolution.
That is
I
not
say
evolution,
the
right?
produce of
Can
what
I-
you can
can I
do
ask you,
with science.
Could you take an ape and over as many years as you need, develop him into a human?
How can you tell me that? I don't.
You
live a
cannot.
million year. I cannot.
But
live a
I'm
million
saying,
year.
can you develop
I
him a little bit?
You
Can you
know,
get him into the Neanderthal
nature
stage?
is a series of accidents.
Okay,
The
but
series
that's
of
totally not true. I
selection.
disagree with that because there's no
Give me your name.
scientific.
I can give
Sure.
you lots of things that
Okay.
I can send
I'll
you.
give
The
you my
last
name.
one shows you that we don't have a soul. We are made
How do you
of
know
a
we don't have a
body.
soul? How would you prove
We are-
that?
Because there is no way to prove it.
Okay, but is there black matter in the universe?
Well, it's a black hole.
Is
not
there black matter?
It's a black hole. Black
No,
hole
no.
that takes everything inside.
I don't think you know
There's no
about.
black matter.
Do you know what? There's no black matter.
There's black holes.
But
That's what I
people
know.
who follow
Very,
Darwin's
very,
theory-
very heavy density.
Can you prove
and
that?
Everything disappearing.
Can you prove it?
Well, it's proven.
How?
Yeah.
There is
I
no
mean,
proof.
there are so
Even
many
Stephen
scientists-
Hawking went back and forth whether there is a black hole or not.
I
You
mean,
believe in it
no,
because somebody told you, but you
no,
can't
no,
prove
no.
it. Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of Stephen Hawking's research.
Right, and Stephen Hawking went back and forth. If you read some of his books,
I mean,
have you read his books?
Very, very.
Have you read his books?
I've seen his.
You've seen his videos. You didn't read his books.
No.
I read his books.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
And you can
And
think
Stephen,
there is a God.
I believe there's a God, 100%, and I'll prove it to you, right? But if you have to be honest, and we have to have a
Tell
conversation.
me why are we so
Okay.
faulty?
Okay, because this is
And
the
then
issue.
you think this is
Why?
free will?
No,
You
no,
don't
no,
have
no.
free will?
I didn't say that.
If you say
You
that-
asked me a question, you didn't let me
I
answer.
want you to read one book.
You asked me a question, you
I'm
didn't let me
going to
answer
ask
it.
you to read one book.
But you asked me a question, you didn't let me answer
no,
it.
I just want you to read one
Okay,
book.
I'll read.
It's
I'll tell you what.
called
I'll read one book if you read one book.
The History of Tomorrow
History of Tomorrow.
from Yuval Harari. He's
Okay.
an Israeli professor.
Excellent.
And he calls it Homo Deus.
Okay, History
And
of
it's
Tomorrow.
The History of Tomorrow. And then
I
he
will.
read the book.
I will
before.
read it if you read this.
You want to give it to me?
Yes.
Give it
But
to
are
me.
you going to read it?
No,
See? There's your dishonesty. You expect me to read a book, but you won't read a
I
book.
have trouble reading the Bible.
Well, but this is the problem. You haven't read the Quran. See, if you're being open and honest,
yeah.
you told me to read a book. I'm willing to read it.
Generally-
I asked you to read a book. You're not even willing to read it. Who's the open-minded one? See, so you have to have an open mind. But I'm saying is you have never read the
What
Quran.
is your purpose with spreading the Quran? What is the
I
purpose?
believe this to be the truth. I believe this to be
Because you
more
believe,
true
it's
than.
your belief.
But,
My
but-
belief is also
I know,
my
but you
belief.
haven't read this.
But well,
I've read Darwin.
Yeah,
I've
but
read Stephen Hawking's,
Yeah,
and I'm willing to read
and
any
you-
book you
and you
ask me
haven't
with
changed
an
your mind.
open, because I don't have to be forced to believe it, do
yeah,
I?
But me neither.
Okay, I'm just saying read it. I'm not
But I
saying,
don't need to read it.
but how
No.
can you not? How can you not
Because
believe in
the
something you don't even
Quran-
read?
The Quran came from the Tanakh.
No, it did not.
And it
That is
came
incorrect.
from the
That is
Gospel.
incorrect.
Everything that is
That is
written-
incorrect.
A lot of things that is written here.
That is
Oh,
incorrect.
yes.
That
I
is
took a-
totally
I
incorrect.
took a
Can you
class on-
show me
on Middle
historical
East.
evidence of that?
A lot of things
Historical
that are written
evidence.
were taken from the Bible.
None of it is
Oh,
taken
a
from the
lot.
Bible. Show it to me. Here's the Quran. Show me what's from the Bible.
Well, I can't show you.
Yeah,
like
because
that.
you haven't read it.
But I have taken a class.
Look,
and
be
they show-
open-minded.
I'll show you.
Be
I can
open-minded.
tell
Why are you so closed-minded?
I'm not closed-minded.
You are. You won't even read a book.
No.
I'm willing to read any book you ask me to. Any book. Open-minded.
Yeah, but you're going to believe what you
Huh?
want to
No,
believe.
if it's
And
the
I'm
truth,
going
I
to
will
believe
follow
that-
it.
No, you
No, I will. I wasn't raised a Muslim. I chose it. But you are not willing to even.
Are you converted?
I believed in Islam
Were you
as.
converted?
Yes.
What were you before?
I'm sorry?
What were you
Nothing. I was raised nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And what about your friends?
Everybody has their own struggle, but I'm saying is I'm willing to read anything with the open mind. You're not even willing to read something. That's a closed-minded
Because,
person.
you know,
I saw you as
I
somebody
am
as
at the stage of
educated
my
as.
life I'm getting older.
Everybody's
and
getting
I
older.
have very little time.
Right, so it'd be
What-
very important to know the truth
yeah,
about
but
why
I-
you're
I
on
don't
earth.
believe in the afterlife. I don't
Right,
believe in that.
but you haven't even read it.
I don't need to.
But you don't,
It doesn't,
look,
doesn't correspond
it's
to
the
way I am
reality.
now. No, it's not the
It
reality.
is
It's your
reality. But you
that's
haven't
why.
read it. How
It's
can
not-
you know?
How can I don't want to be convinced by somebody.
You don't want to be
I
convinced.
don't
You see,
want-
this is closed-mindedness.
No, it's not.
This is
closed.
closed-mindedness
Because I have
because you
enough-
know it's the
no.
truth, but you're closing your mind. I don't want to read it.
I have
I don't
enough-
want to be convinced.
No, I have
Because-
enough proof
look,
of the contrary.
But
I don't
can you
need
give
to
me
read
any
something.
proof?
All of
You
the
have not
science-
given me any
all the
proof. What science?
nowadays, all the
I
scientific
work in the
research.
scientific
All
research.
the
It's got nothing to do with the
What
soul
do
or
you
God.
work on?
I work in medical devices. We have clinical
Medical
trials.
devices is
Yes.
different.
No, we develop research. We have clinical trials.
It's not
But
research.
what you're saying
It's not
are
fundamental
all
research, it's
theories
biology,
that
it's not-
cannot be proven in a clinical trial.
Well,
So these are all your beliefs. These are not facts.
it's not.
Have you ever seen anywhere the fact of evolution, or is it the theory of evolution?
it's all around us.
Is it a
All
fact
around
or a
us.
theory?
It's a fact.
It is
All
not.
around us.
You
Look
need
at
to
the
get a science
giraffe.
book.
Look at
Look,
the giraffe.
look.
Why
Yes,
does
yes,
it
yes.
have a long neck?
Because Allah made it that way.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's because it's
Yes.
it grew longer and longer.
Did you
so that
see it
can
grow?
reach the top of the-
Did you see
but
it grow?
Through the evolution,
Can you prove it?
They can show you the animals. How
No, they
evolved.
cannot. Let me explain something. There's a difference between adaptation. Look, I'm talking about scientific research. There's a
think
difference between adaptation
If you, all
and
of your
evolution.
answer is made it that way.
Adaptation,
then you are
yes.
as narrow-minded as you think
How am I narrow-minded? I'm willing to read.
No, you're
I'm
not.
willing to read the book,
You're
the
not
theory. What is that?
Yeah.
Something of tomorrow, right? What was the
The
book?
theory of tomorrow.
The theory. I'm
No,
willing
the
to read it.
history
The
of
history.
tomorrow.
I'm willing to
Yeah.
read it
And you
with an
read it,
open
but
mind.
yeah.
With an open mind.
Yeah, you are not.
But you are not even willing to read.
Because
You,
I
you,
have
you
read
told me that
enough
Muhammad
about
killed the
religion.
Jews. You have no historic facts.
It is.
It is not. Please show me.
I'll show you.
Excellent. I've taught the life of the Prophet Muhammad in historic sources. It is not a
You know, I
truth.
have to be somewhere
Please.
else.
It's
Like,
okay. I have to be any places too, but I'm here talking to you. Now, I'm telling you, you told me this came from the Bible. I'd love to see historic proof. The Prophet Muhammad couldn't read or write. How could he even get the Bible and understand it? These are historic evidences you're not willing to even think about because, unfortunately, you've closed your mind. You don't want to be convinced. I want to be convinced of the truth and I want to follow the truth. Why can't we have that share in common of at least reading and understanding each other's beliefs? No?
One question from my
Go ahead.
baby. He wants to know if you are. Are you Sunni or Shia?
We're Muslim under the umbrella of Sunni. Yes.
Okay, that's what he wanted to know.
No problem.
Wonderful conversation.
Thank you. Are you Googling this?
Yeah.
Is there historic evidence, like a history book, or are you just looking at websites?
No, it's Wikipedia. And the
Wikipedia is not a. If I was to write a thesis paper and reference Wikipedia, would that be acceptable? Academically, it would not. Wikipedia is people putting together stuff from different sources. It's not a historic
but you
source.
want to believe what you want to believe.
No, I don't. I want to believe in facts. I want to look at historic evidence and believe in facts. How do you agree with that? Or you don't want to believe in facts?
No, it's not a fact for me. That's not.
No,
a
no.
fact.
I'm asking you to read it and then evaluate it instead of being closed-minded and coming to a judgment without reading something. Not able to find it, huh?
No, it's somewhere. You know,
Keep looking for
no,
it.
they say that the Jews say that. Okay, I'll tell
The
you what
Jews-
the Jews thought about Muhammad.
Okay, can you give me historic references, not your opinion, please?
yes.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Okay, as Muhammad taught the new Islamic
Wait. Before we
such as
continue,
Allah
can
and
you give me the
Jesus.
historic reference to that, or is it just somebody writing on Wikipedia?
It's it's research.
No. Where's the research? What historic evidence? Like what book of what historian?
You can go to the reference. at
Okay,
the
can we
end.
take a look at the references then? Because anybody can write in Wikipedia, right?
Muhammad, the Straight Path Extended Edition.
Who's this?
Encyclopedia of Religion.
These are not historic
Islam,
research.
This
This is not historic research. These are people. Let me explain something.
What is historic?
Let me explain it to you. Let me explain. Can I explain? But you ask a question and you don't listen to an answer.
I know, but
There are those documented historians that saw the people that were there that narrated, and who narrated from them.
You know,
And
the
those
Bible was
those
written
that
by
were
people, and
the
Quran
Bible was
written
corrupted by
people.
Quran was not written by people. Can you give me historic evidence for that? You make statements with no evidence.
Yeah.
It's quite sad.
It's,
I wish you'd be open-minded.
I don't have a library in my head.
Oh, okay, so,
It's
so,
what I
so
have
I'll
read
give you this as a
throughout the years.
gift.
I
Take
don't-
it
I don't
and
want
read it. Just be
it's
open-minded.
for me.
See, you're not open-minded.
No, I'm
This
not.
is a
Maybe
close-minded.
It's my close-minded atheism.
Yeah,
But I
closed-minded
don't-
atheism is a
yeah.
very sad thing to
Yeah,
have.
I'm
wish.
very happy with it. I'm very content with it.
Look,
and I treat
people can be
human being
content.
as human. I am a humanist.
I'm a human being as well,
No,
and I
not
treat
human
people.
being. I am a
Right?
humanist.
What's a humanist?
Humanist is that the people they believe in people, not in God.
You believe in people in what
Yeah.
way?
We
I
believe-
believe people exist. I believe in
not
people.
exist.
Okay.
I believe-
You believe people made us?
No.
People made the world?
I believe that people can
Okay.
take care of themselves.
I believe people
And
can take
I
care of
believe
themselves.
I respect
So,
human
so how do you
beings.
know right from
That's
wrong?
why. Right from wrong, because I know when I hurt someone, it's wrong.
So somebody else may feel that it's not wrong, so it's okay for
Well,
them to hurt
me,
people?
As long as I
So then
feel
everybody can make their own right and wrong?
the purpose, you know,
Mhm.
I don't know if you studied existentialism, Sartre, and all these
No.
people. No, you haven't. Well, after
I'm
the
willing
war,
to.
After the war, when the huge cruelty of man appeared during the Second World War,
World War II.
and humongous number of people were killed.
Many atheists
There were-
involved in
there
that
were
war,
philosophers,
like Stalin.
philosopher, no, the one that were involved in the killing of the Jews were not atheists.
Hitler?
Yeah, he was not
A lot of
religious.
Nazis were Christian
Yeah,
at
but
least,
they were
right?
Christian, yeah.
Not Muslims.
But not Muslim. But then the Muslims are imitating the Christian now
Where?
by being against the Jews in the Middle
Where?
East. In the
Muslims
Middle
are
East.
against the Jews?
Yes, they are.
Or are there
They are.
Jews that have taken land and kicked out people
Well,
from their
that's
houses?
another story.
I'm
That's
asking
another
you
story.
historic
That's another
evidence.
story.
It's not
That's
stories.
another
You have to
story.
talk about history.
Yeah, but
You have to talk
because
about reality.
when you
When
talk-
you're a humanist,
Yeah.
now you tell me who's right and
Okay,
wrong in
what-
that
what
debate.
I said, what you do.
So if you go into somebody's house
Can
and
I-
kick them
can I-
out,
can I answer?
sure, please.
Okay. The only thing you can be sure of as a humanist is that you don't treat other people as you don't want them to
Okay,
treat.
so let me ask you a
That
question
you
then.
don't want to be treated.
Would you like somebody to
that's
come
it.
into your? I
That's
answered.
it.
I heard your answer.
Within-
Can I ask
and
a
then
question?
we have laws.
Can I ask a
We
question?
have bodies of laws.
Can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
Okay. Would you like it if somebody came into your house and kicked you out and said, biblically, this is my land?
Well, you
Answer
know,
my question.
That's not. You are
I asked
referring
a question.
to a Bible.
I just-
a Bible
no,
is
no.
not a historical
I agree
document.
with you.
It's
I
not.
agree with you. So when
nothing is
Israelis
hard.
went into Palestinian land and
That-
kicked them out as
Did you
refugees
see-
and took over that land by force,
I don't-
was that
I
humanism?
don't, Jews were there for 2,000 years.
So
before
Jews were there in Gaza and all these areas and West Bank. And
2,000 years. They
look,
had
look.
been there.
So this is a good question.
You know,
Now, if
Abraham
somebody
come
comes
from
here,
Mesopotamia,
if somebody
from
who's
Ur.
Abraham, you didn't believe in
Abraham.
any of this.
No, but I think.
Where do you know about Abraham from?
It's the
Where,
father.
where do you know from Abraham
It's,
from?
it's a
Where
historical
do you
figure.
know about
Comes-
Abraham
comes
from?
from Ur.
What?
He comes from Mesopotamia.
Where did you get
and
that
this is all
information?
the-
Where did you get that information?
It's historical.
Which history book?
Historical.
It's from the
Historical.
Bible.
I read
You
it.
just didn't believe in
No,
Abraham.
I just read it recently.
So Abraham was a real person?
Yeah, he was.
Really?
He was just a tribe. A member
Abraham
of
was a tribe or a
He
man?
was a member of a tribe, a leader of a tribe. as
Which
they had it in
which
many
historian noticed this and wrote this down? Go home and look it up.
years. Goodbye.
So you believe in biblical texts without believing in the Bible. Open the mind. Read.